Hey guys, and welcome to this video on 10 things they could have added to The Division. So, I was lying in bed the other day and I was thinking, man, The Division was pretty shit. I forked out 40 quid for it, I really wanted to enjoy it, and hell, Borderlands was my favourite game. For me, like, I've gotten through the entire game now, and I do not enjoy it. It feels as though there's so little to do. For a game that was sold as an MMO, it doesn't feel as though it matches anywhere near the amount of content generosity other MMOs have. So I just I thought, okay, without even trying, I'm just going to try and come up with 10 things they could have added to kind of give you extra stuff to do to make it feel more like a game, and we're in no particular order. Here is the list. So the first thing is airstrikes. Now, a lot of other games have airstrikes, like Saints Row, even Dead Rising had airstrikes. So why, in a game where you work for like an elite government agency, can you not call in any kind of air support? It doesn't have to be, okay, dropping in bombs on enemies, albeit that would be cool, but anything, supply drops like radars, UAV support, anything like that. They could have added it. It doesn't have to be a tool at your disposal. It could have just been for a single mission, or as an upgrade, or something you can do every 10 minutes or something. It would have been really cool. It felt as though it would have worked in The Division, but nope, they didn't add it. So for number 2, this isn't a particularly original idea, and I know a lot of people have thought it, but cars, or some kind of vehicles. I know it's a cover-based shooter, and I know it would kind of ruin that to an extent, albeit giving you a way of generating your own cover, but it's an MMO as well, and MMOs generally have mounts or some way to get around the city that isn't fast travel, a way to get around the city that's actually enjoyable. Hell, the way other games circumvent it, like Assassin's Creed, is movement, and making going across rooftops really fun. If you look at, what was a game called Dying Light, that had a great open world that was really enjoyable to explore. And even when the movement got boring, they added a grappling hook, so it was even more fun to get around. I don't understand why they didn't make it fun getting around. You're just going to be walking down streets that look the same for hours on end if you play this game, and that is not enjoyable. So point number 3 was melee weapons. I think this is a short and simple point. It would provide a nice alternative to gunplay. It would change how people approach combat. Like, you don't have to be sitting behind cover and shoot. You could set up an ambush, or you could try and flank the enemy and like backstab them. It would provide a lot of new weapons, which leads me on to point number 4, which is alternative weapons. I know that's a bit of a more broad point, but if you narrow it down, I think there are 6 weapon archetypes in The Division. So you have assault rifles, submachine guns, shotguns, light machine guns, snipers, and pistols. And within these, they're not like, you get different weapons with different rates of fire and magazines and damage and everything, but they all feel pretty much the same. It doesn't feel like there are any anti-material rifles or bolt-action rifles. There's no fully automatic shotguns, there's no marksman rifles. They could be a bit more experimental, add stuff like rocket launchers, grenade launchers, dual pistols, crossbows, bows, mounted machine guns. Flamethrowers. Why can't you use flamethrowers when the enemy can? The majority of the fun in this combat comes from using the skills, of which there are very little, and the weapons are just pretty boring, and there's no real diversity with them. They really could have added more weapons, and this is a main thing that made The Division not fun for me, compared to that of my experience with Borderlands. The 5th point I was pretty proud of, because I was thinking they could have added user-generated content. If any of you have ever played the game Infamous, or Infamous 2, for PlayStation, they had this great little in-game tool where you could basically place props, you could place enemies, you could set mission markers, you could add text, and you could play other people's missions. You could upload them to this server they had, and you could see other people's missions in the world. And it feels like they could have easily implemented this, because all the missions are so basic anyway. It's like, okay, go here, kill this person, then kill this person, then pick up this, then release these hostages. They could have so easily added the tools, and it would have been so easy to make missions of our own. We could pick a location we like, we could set stuff up there, we could name it, we could upload it. And they could just set generic rewards, as to not upset the balancing. I think a mission creator would have been really, really cool, and hell, it would have led to some more complicating missions than the actual game has itself. Point number 6 is just some kind of prestige system. When you hit level 30 in this game, all you're really going to be doing is getting better loot, but there's nothing to do with your character. There's no real point to get experience. Obviously you can go to the Dark Zone, you can do stuff there, but that is a separate experience. I mean an extension to your main game experience. Borderlands had the badass tokens thing, which I thought was great. Other games have a prestige system where you can reset your progress to start at level 1, albeit with a few bonuses. And just every roguelite or roguelike on the market does this. MMOs do it with some kind of passive bonuses, where every time you level up past the level cap, you get passive buffs. Why did The Division not add this exactly? I don't really know. It's really simple, not too complicated, but would have given us something to do late game. Point number 7, when I thought about it, is painstakingly obvious. If you think about a lot of Ubisoft games in particular, take Assassin's Creed. You can set up a guild of assassins, you can hire assassins, you can send them off to do missions, you can bring them along to support you on your missions. It feels like you have a team. So why in The Division, a game that particularly focuses on co-op and setting up this agency of Division agents, why do you not have any other Division agents? You occasionally get the JTF officers to help, and I know you can bring in other multiplayer players, but why can you not recruit other NPCs and kind of level them up, send them out to do stuff for you, or bring them along? You could call for them in the middle of a mission, and if you're in a tight spot. It doesn't have to be overly complicated, like in the other games. Hell, even Far Cry, another Ubisoft title, you can, in Far Cry Primal, you set up villagers, and you can... They're named people with story quests, and you can upgrade their huts, and there's nothing like this in The Division. You get 3 people who manage each wing of the post office, your main building, but that's about it. Otherwise there's just the people who give you quests at each safe house, which have caricature personalities, but no kind of people you can manage yourself. Point number 8 is a bit more ambitious, which is a way to save Manhattan. This might sound a bit strange, but in The Division there are civilians everywhere. Sometimes they come up to you, you can give them something, you get some experience, and they give you an item, that's nice. But there's no way to kind of send them back to your base and keep them safe. But at the beginning of this game there's this huge area filled with civilians who are all panicking, crying for help, and aren't you meant to be saving them? But no, it's just you and a load of soldiers in this one big building where you go out and kill other soldiers. There's no way to actually change the city, or make it for the better, which is what I thought you were supposed to be doing. Would it really be that hard just to send an NPC home or something? Can't you fund them to set up shops? It would be another use of your money instead of just buying more weapons. Can't you actually, I don't know, start a rehabilitation process for humanity in Manhattan? You can give them funds and materials so they can build buildings and get back on their own feet instead of you having to kill everything for them and give them stuff. I don't know, it feels like something that should have been there but wasn't. And point number 9 is another thing that feels like should have been there but wasn't. So you have this main post office building where you set up the 3 main wings: medical, security and technology. You go there for quests and storage and shops, but it's never any risk. You're this huge agency where everyone's out to get you, but nobody attacks your home base. In Far Cry Primal you have this village you're setting up, and the other tribes hate you and really don't want you doing that, so they come and attack it and you have to go back and defend it. In Assassin's Creed sometimes you have to do that, you have to go back and defend your settlements for your other agents. And in The Division you have this huge base that would be perfect for defending, but you never have to defend it. You could set up turrets, you could train soldiers, you could give them weapons instead of using them for yourself, and it could turn into this really cool system where your base is actually at risk, and you have this decision like, oh, do I finish this mission or do I go back to defend my base? Or do I trust my soldiers to do it and risk losing supplies or losing stuff in my stash or losing civilians, losing this progress I've made? Oh wait, there's no progress to actually make in the game. So I guess the reason they didn't add a way to save stuff is because there's nothing to save. Well, I mean, if bandits were attacking your base, what exactly would they take? Oh, I guess they'll take gear, which you can just farm again, or spend your money on. Like, the only thing you can spend your money on. It just feels really unrealistic. You have this huge base in the middle of town, and nobody gives a shit about it. The civilians, the enemies, and barely you even go back there. There's not much reason to. Finally, challenge 10. It's just a small point, it's nothing big. Challenges. I know it's simple, but challenges sometimes drive us in a game. Like, kill 100 enemies, get 10 headshots, kill 5 enemies with a turret. They could give you some materials, some loot, some experience as a reward. It would just be something really simple, easy to implement. Every other game seems to have it. MMOs have it, you complete certain requirements, you get rewards. But not The Division. It's so annoying. They can make them repeatable, They could put loads in, it would just be extra content to do, it would be something else to do in this game that would make it more fun. But it's not there. It doesn't even have to be huge things, it could just be small stat upgrades like complete this challenge, you do 5 more damage against the cleaners, or complete this challenge and you can increase your ammo capacity for assault rifles. It would just give you something to always work towards across your entire time playing The Division, not just the end or the beginning. But they didn't add it. This really simple thing that every game has, they didn't add it. And there are so many things like this in The Division, I'm sure you can think of them. This video wasn't meant to be a constructive, suggestive video that they can take and work on. I don't think The Division's going to change much. I don't think it's going to get many updates other than what they've planned, which is like a few survival defense stuffs and excursions. I think they're very stubborn with what they're going to do for updates with this game, and I don't think they're going to take suggestions. But I'd be happy to hear yours anyway. Hell, I will listen to your feedback even if the developers don't. So I think The Division is one of those games that has potential, but it has not delivered on it. It could have been really, really good, but I don't think it has been. It's one of the hardest games I've forced myself to get through recently, and I wanted to do a video on it, but I can't, because they all come out so boring. So I suppose I wanted to do a video talking about what it could have been, and I guess what I wanted it to be out of a co-op MMO cover-based shooter experience. But yeah, let me know your ideas, I really am genuinely interested to hear them. Let me know your thoughts on The Division, if maybe I'm looking at it wrong, I'd be happy to hear that. Just please don't mindlessly defend it, and please realise I am trying to be objective about this. But granted, I know I don't like the game, it is still good, graphically it's good and everything, I just don't think there's much there content wise. If you did enjoy the video then please leave a rating and subscribe for more videos like this one, yada yada yada, but you've heard it all before. This is me, Evans with Z111, and this is me out.